All right. Welcome to today's, I don't know what you want to call this, presentation, learning, webinar, whatever. What I'm going to cover is how to create a humanoid bot. And I know that sounds a little freaky, but if you guys have ever run a support team, you will know how important this is because I don't care how good your support is, you could be doing it yourself, you could have a whole team, but you'll never be available 24/7, and neither will your team. They might be working with somebody and somebody's got a question and it goes unanswered and you lose a sale. That's especially when you're doing a launch or you've got an online thing. Somebody might be like right up to the point of making a purchase and they've got that one last question. And that's the question that they're either going to buy or they're going to not buy. And if that question goes unanswered, guess what? They're going to not buy. So it's really important to answer people's questions when they're in the process of purchasing. So that's why I think this is so important. And I wanted to share it with all of you guys. And you've probably seen there's a ton of AI products being released onto the market. And some of them are really cool, and a lot of them are really crappy, to be honest with you. There's a lot of junk getting released out there. So a while back, like probably the beginning of last year, I built this online bot called Becky. And I played around with her, never really did much with her until we just did a recent launch on a new product. And I saw we sold a lot and we had a very large support need. And that was when I kind of went back to the drawing board and said, okay, we got to automate this. So that's what I want to share with you guys is how we did that, the bot that we created, the software that we used to create it. And I'll also show you, like we did it with software. I'll also show you the hard way. You can do this yourself without any software, hardware, or anything. You can do it just using Chat GPT. So you can actually, they call them assistants. So pretty cool. Let's get into it. Let me get over here and I'll show you what I'm talking about because some of you are like, what the hell is he talking about? Humanoid robot. So I'm just going to share my screen here. Now, this was our recent launch page, this Acquisition Air product. And you see this little girl down here in the bottom right? She's kind of dancing around saying, look at me, look at me. That is Becky. That is our help assistant, marketing assistant, whatever you want to call her. But what she is she is trained on our system. She knows everything about what's going on with our system, and you can ask her any question and she will answer you in real time. So all the Q&A questions, all the questions that we got asked, we put into a document and we fed it into her so she learned it. So she is an AI bot. So if you click on her, she'll pop up. And here she is. She introduces herself. Well, welcome to Acquisition Air. I'm Becky, your AI leads flight attendant. And we do this flight theme, so she's very themed to the whole flight attendant thing. She says, I specialize in rerouting buyers to business destinations. How can I serve you today? And then I asked the question, do you have an affiliate program? Becky immediately responded because this was one of the big questions. Everybody wanted to promote this. So we were spending time after time after time answering this question over and over and over, even though it was in a Q&A, so you could have looked it up, but they kept asking the question live. So now she answers it. She says, yes, Acquisition Air does have an affiliate program. As an affiliate, you have the opportunity to earn commissions. And she goes into the whole thing and then gives you the link to sign up for it right there instantly in real time. So she'll answer any question that you train her on. If she doesn't know the answer, she's going to tell them, I'll look into that and we'll get back to you. And then she's going to reach out to you and say, hey, what do you want to do here? And then you tell her, and she knows from then on. From that point forward, she'll know how to answer that question. So it's really, really cool. She'll carry on a full conversation with you. And I've got her programmed here that if you ask her more than about 4 or 5 questions, she's going to actually pop up a call to action to you to actually place an order and give you an order link. So you can do all kinds of stuff. You can use it for lead capture. You can use it just to answer questions, just whatever you want. It's really, really a cool deal. So the backbone to this is in Chat GPT. And for those of you that are not familiar with that, it's OpenAI is where you sign up for Chat GPT. So if you go to it's openai.com and you create an account. Now, I already have an account, so I'm just going to log into my account here. And when you log in, it gives you the option to go to Chat GPT or API. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over here to the API. And first of all, would you guys like to know how to do this and put a Becky on your own website? Now, it doesn't have to be Becky. It could be anybody you want. Could even be you. You could take a picture of yourself. You could have either use it realistically or you could have an AI character made out of it. And that could be you answering the questions right there live. So anyway, I clicked on the, where'd we go here? Let me go back and show you where I clicked there. So I clicked on the API link here. It takes us here. Now it's kind of hard to figure out where stuff is in here because you're looking at all this stuff and you don't realize there's hidden stuff over here under this menu. And this is where you want to go. So under the assistance tab, this is where you can create an assistant. Now, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I did this. I tried this and played around with this. You go over here to create and you can name your assistant. You can put instructions in here. You can say which model of Chat GPT you want to use. And then you can start adding a bunch of other stuff to it. I found it fairly clunky to do this, and it didn't get the results that I got out of using the software program that we've got that I actually built Becky in. But I wanted to show you how to do this. If you want to play around with this and build one of these on your own and just, kind of play, Chat GPT or OpenAI is a really, really cool and very powerful platform. Now, we're actually using Chat GPT in our Build a Becky product. So what you need to do is you go over here to API keys. If you're going to use ours, you go to API keys and you have to create a new API key. And basically all you do is you just click create. You can create as many of these API keys as you want. You do all for permissions and then you just create the key. You have to name it. So I'll just put test in here and then I'll create a secret key. Now there's the key. You copy it and done. And now it's in there. Now that's the only time it's going to actually show you that key. So you want to make sure you copy it and put that somewhere where you can get access to it later. Because you can come in here and you can delete it and you can create a new one, but you want to make sure you copy that key when you do that. Now we'll go over to the Build a Becky that I actually use to build mine, and I'll show you how I did it. So we're going to log in here. Let me just refresh this.
Is Becky single?
Becky is single. A lot of people said, where did Becky come from? Like, why Becky? And I'm like, well, Becky was the first girl I ever, well, we won't go into that, but that's why Becky. So anyway, but I'm going to sign in here and we're going to build Becky. Now, the first thing that you need to do is you go over to the integrations tab, and this is where you paste in your API key. So I'm just going to paste that API key in there and add it. And now we're we're good. Now, if you want to change that API key in the future, you can just disconnect it, put a new one, and update it. So that's where you put the API key. The next thing is you want to go over here and you want to create a workspace. So as you can see, there's two workspaces in here already. I've actually given access to my team to kind of get in here and play with this. So they've created two already. I'm going to just create a new one because I don't know what they've been working on. And I'm just going to call this our new workspace. So the workspace is like a canvas. So in your canvas, you can create as many bots as you want in there. You can see we call them coaches. So we've got 0 coaches in here. We're going to go over here and we're going to view the coaches, and there are none. So we're going to create one. Well, it says OpenAI not enabled. I must not have. Oh, I forgot to update. I think that's what happened. All right, so let's go back here and try it again. There we go. Okay, so we have preloaded coaches in here for different industries. Like if you're a yoga instructor, we have one that we put some scripts in from ChatGPT to train her on yoga, how to be a yoga coach. Here's one on bodybuilding. Here's an online marketing coach. So if you don't know how to train them, or maybe you don't have that material to train them, we've got some in here that are pre-programmed for you already. Like here's a financial coach. They're not going to give financial advice, but they're going to give you basic guidelines and stuff in the finance world. Here's a weight loss coach. You got a spiritual coach, a life coach, a relationship coach, real estate expert, a chef, a motivational coach, and we've got quite a few of them in here. There's a wedding coach, copywriting. But what we're going to do here is we're going to create a new one. So we're going to build our own. We're going to create one from scratch here so you can see the process. So the first thing we want to do is name her, and we'll call this the new Becky. And then what kind of coach is she? She is internet marketing. Okay, now you can put an image to her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just choose an image from my desktop here. I click to upload. And let's see. So I'm going to find Becky. And we're going to apply her. So now we've got her image in there. Now, base prompt. This is where you can put a base prompt for who you want her to be, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to put something simple in here. You are a marketing expert specializing in internet marketing, sales, and conversion. All right, fix my spelling there. Now you can get as detailed as you want on this prompt. I'm just doing this, for the sake of an example here. But this is going to give her her base knowledge of who she is in the ChatGPT world. And now we are going to create this custom coach. Now here, this is where we train the coach. So you can give her YouTube videos to learn from. You can give her content. You can just paste content in here. Like if you have a Q&A, you can copy it, paste it. You can upload a file. You can push up here a text file, give her a text file to use. You can load up a Q&A, or you can create a Q&A here one at a time, ask question, add question, or you can give her a website. So we can give her your website. She can read the whole website and learn everything you've got, all of your content. So if you're answering a bunch of questions like, where do I find this on the website? She can go learn your website and then guide people through to it. I mean, how cool is that? Really, how cool is that to save you all that time? And she's there for you 24/7, 365. I don't care how good you are, you're not that good. So this could be an absolute lifesaver. So, okay. So I'm just going to put in my website here, internetdominators.com, and we're going to extract and create. So that's basically training. It says do not refresh or reload the page while it's doing that. So it's basically scraping all the elements off of that website. And depending on how many pages you've got, how big the site is, and all that kind of stuff, this might take a while. So this site's fairly short and concise, so we're almost there. But you can load multiple modalities, like you can put a YouTube video and a website and a document and all that stuff. And now it comes down to template. Like, what do you want your box to look like, your chat box? So you can choose, any of these templates. We've got orange on our site, so I don't like the orange. Let's use this one. That looks cool. All right, so this is kind of what she's looking like so far. Now you might want to change her icon here. So you can do, let's see here, avatar, choose image, coach image. So I'm going to go back and I want a little round icon. So I made one of those, Becky Round. So now you can see it put her image up there. We also want that image over here. And then here, this is the image. This is the customer avatar image. Like this is your visitor who's asking the question. So if you want to change the image there, you can do that. So let's see. Okay, so we got that done. Now the brand name, that's what's up here. So you can change that to your own brand. Like I'm in Internet Dominators. And just like that, updated. Here's here's where you can put a welcome message in. Or this is your header. So you can change all of the stuff, like all these background images. There's that funky background. You can change all the stuff in here. Then you get down to the coach's name. I don't really want her to say new Becky, so she's just Becky. Now you can change the text, all this stuff. You got a lot of stuff you can play with. If you want to change the name of the visitor, you can change that right here. So you can see it changes it in real time over here as we're doing it. So I'll just leave visitor for now. Now the bubble, the little coach bubble down here. You might want to have her in the bubble as well. So see now how she's dancing in the bubble there? You can also change the background color of the bubble, but it matches here. So we'll just leave that. Now you can change where she shows up on your site. I already have something on the bottom right of my site, so I'm going to go bottom left. So I'm going to put her over here just so she doesn't conflict with, what's going on my site already. So here you can change the font size if you want the font bigger. Like if you've got older clientele, they have trouble reading little tiny font, so you might want it bigger. You can also change if you have a particular font style on your site that you use, you can change that here. Let's see. Okay, so we can save that. We're looking pretty good here. Then we can go into the content blocks. Now here, if you want a lead magnet, you can create a lead magnet. And this is basically, this lead magnet is going to be offered after so many messages. Like if somebody comes in and let's say they ask 3 questions, you can start a lead magnet. Here's the message, here's the title, there's the name, email, phone. You can turn phone off if you don't want that on there. And pretty cool. User consent. If you want them to agree to a privacy policy or something, and then you can put the link there and then the button. So you could set up a whole lead magnet thing right here. And where that's going to show up is it's going to show up over here under my leads. So it'll actually do lead capture for you. If you don't have something like Kartra, you don't have something that will generate a lead list for you, she will do it right here, right on your site. No problem. There's not a lot of automation to it like there is in some of the CRMs, but she can sell stuff. You can actually create products in here. So let's just disable that for a second. You can do the same thing by creating a product. Now, to create a product, you have to add a payment gateway in here. So you got to do that first. And that, I believe, is over here, back over the integrations. We'll hit that in a minute. But a lot of different stuff you can do here. Default messages, like here's this default message that's showing up here. And then here's the one where if she doesn't have an answer, I'm sorry, I don't have enough information to answer your question. Could you please elaborate your question or reach out to us, and gives you the contact information. Okay. Here is auto initiate the coach. So what this means is when your website pops up, how many seconds before you want her to activate and actually come to life? Because some people might not know to click the button. So you could say, hey, after 5 seconds, let's have her just pop up and ask you how you're doing. And then you can go into coaching style. If you want to be her more question oriented or advice oriented, you can have her be gentle or direct. You can have her answers be short or long. You can have her be very accepting or very challenging. Like, depends on the style that you want. If you've got real serious internet marketers, you want to be challenging. You want to be direct. You might want to go short on your answers and go advice style. So if you've got different kind of avatars, you might want to change this. You can go serious or lighthearted. So we'll go lighthearted. Well, let's just save that. All right, so in settings now, there is our widget. We can copy that widget code. So that now she is all set. She's ready to go. So let's see here. Okay, so we have, this is the old Becky here. So she is on this site. Let me see here. Let me see which site I want to put her on. Let me go into Kartra. This is the page where she is. And this, I'll show you how I got her on here. If any of you guys are Kartra users, you go into the tracking code of your settings, and then under here, embed tracking code in the footer. That's basically where I pasted that code. Now there's the original code. I don't know if this is going to work with 2, but let's try it. So I'm just going to push that one down. I'm going to put this one on the top. This is a total experiment. I don't know if 2 of these is going to work, but we're going to try it. So I'm going to publish this page. And let's refresh. And we'll see if it didn't. Some reason it didn't like 2 there. So let me go back. Oh, you know what? I screwed up. I forgot to apply that. Let's try that again. Now that it's applied, let's publish it. Isn't doing this stuff live great? You see all my mistakes.
Shouldn't she have a different background color?
Yes. And because she's going to be over here on the left too.
Oh,
Once-
we had middle, correct.
Yeah.
Wrong
Man.
corner.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Can you use I know you can use
She's on the
CapCut.
left now. Excuse
Yep.
me for interrupting you.
Oh, you're good.
Okay. So what happened there, it's not going to use 2. Since I put her first, it's taken the first one and it's ignoring the second one. But did you notice what happened there? Let's refresh the page. Now I'm not going to touch this page other than I'm going to agree to the terms, but we set her for 5 seconds, and 5 seconds she pops up and she's ready to go.
Yeah.
So how cool is that?
Hey, John.
Yeah.
So have you heard of CapCut?
CapCut. No.
So CapCut's a free service, but you can go in and you can actually generate an AI character that will talk.
Oh,
So,
yes.
yeah, so you can basically create your image and say, "Hey, welcome. I'm your virtual assistant." Blah blah blah, and basically you can do the same thing. You can use that as your avatar for this type of project.
Yeah, I've seen that technology. In fact, that's where over a year ago when I created the original Becky, that's what it was. She was actually a talking avatar.
Mm-hmm.
And I used d-id.com to do it.
Okay.
And I know they've come a long way. I'm working on another product that will probably release here in the next couple of weeks.
What was that website?
d-id.com.
D-ID. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
And then can you promote this on a Facebook fan page?
Yes. Absolutely. So let me see here. I'm going to stop share for just a second and see if I can find my original Becky. I think I might have her sitting around here somewhere, and you can see an example of what you're talking about there. Okay, where did she go? Oh, I'll be able to find it. Does anybody have any questions in the meanwhile? I can answer for you.
I do, John.
Okay, go ahead.
Is this a subscription service to create this, or do you get
Yes. We actually built a software for it, and we're just releasing it right now. Now it's not, you don't have to, you don't have to subscribe to the service to actually get access to make these bots. Like you could go into Chat GPT and do it. The software just makes it incredibly easy to do it. Like you saw how easy that was.
Yeah, using your platform.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah, you've walked through the landmine, taking the mines.
yep. Yep. So really cool here. All right. I'm just looking. Okay, I found her.
I had a quick question. I came in kind of late. Is there going to be a video recording? Because I missed part of this in the beginning that I can get a link to because I've watched some of these
Yes.
things and I can never find a link.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to post it. If you got here from Alignable, I'm going to post it in the Alignable groups where we put this up. If you came in off of my list, I'm going to actually send the recording link out to the list. So if you're on my list, you'll get it that way. And if you're on Alignable, you'll have to go back into the Alignable into that group and just get the link there. Unfortunately, I
Your
don't have any
list.
way to email you guys on Alignable. So
How do we get on your list?
on my list, you can go to internetdominators.com and just
Okay.
opt in for anything. I've got a
Okay.
bunch of free stuff on there. In fact, I have an AI book. If you want to know how I did the original Becky, let me show you her. And okay, see, I think you guys can see my screen here. I'm going to pop her up, and so this is a video, and you can embed this on your site just like I put the other Becky on there. But watch this.
Hey there, my name is Becky, and I'm your new marketing assistant. But I'm not just any old assistant. I'm an AI-powered whiz kid who knows a thing or two about making your business soar. I'm here to tell you about the ACT marketing protocol, which is going to absolutely level the playing field for you and your business. Here's a little secret. Did you know that top 8 agencies worldwide have been using the same proven model for over 100 years? Well, John Limbacher, my creator, has taken that model and made it affordable for even the moms working at home, trying to make a few extra bucks on the side.
Mhm. John, hey John,
Yeah.
that's pretty awesome. I used an AI character to do a Airbnb walkthrough.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, all I did with this was I wrote a script. Actually, I didn't even write the script. ChatGPT wrote the script. All the words she's saying is ChatGPT off of a prompt I put in. I said, you have this marketing program. Here's what it does. Here, we need a spokesperson to introduce it. So it wrote the script. All the words that she's saying, ChatGPT wrote. I pushed those into a text to voice program, created her voice. Then I uploaded her voice to D-ID and it brought her to life. I gave it her
That's
picture.
awesome.
So it was just a standard picture, just like we used on the other Becky. So I could literally take the other Becky picture, give her a voice, and bring her to life. So it's really, really pretty cool stuff. So let's go back here and let me show you. Or actually, we're back over here. This is the product. This is actually the product page that I put up for. If any of you guys are interested in this, I can share in the chat. Here's a link to get here. And I'll also show you guys, if you want to get onto my list, you can just go to my website here, internetdominators.com, and I'll show you where to get the book. The AI book is got a lot of stuff in it. Let's see. So if you go to right here, limited time cyber specials, click on that link, and then we've got a bunch of stuff here. And then under freebies, there's the AI book. So you can download a free copy of that. I've got a bunch of stuff. I have a bunch of free stuff on the website. Anytime you opt into any of these, then you'll be on my list. So then you'll start receiving stuff from me. So that's internetdominators.com. So anyway, what do you guys think? Is that like useful to be able to have a bot that answers questions 24/7? You
Very
can
useful.
embed that on pretty much any page. What
Definitely.
what I would really recommend too is if you have a sales funnel, you put her on the sales funnel pages, because that's where people are going to have questions. If somebody's going through your sales process, you're not there. You don't have the luxury of being there live to answer their questions. And what I tell everybody is when you're in a sales process, there's certain steps to that. And that's what I teach in the ACT program. The first step is grabbing their attention. If you can't grab their attention, you're not going to play the game because they're just going to leave. Once you've grabbed their attention, and that's usually your opt-in, that's usually your freebie the thing that you get them to click to enter your list or whatever. Click here to watch our video, our webinar, learn how to do something. So you've got to grab their attention there. And there's formulas to actually do that we teach in the ACT program. Once you've done that, the next thing is where you create demand and desire for what you're selling. Now, that is formally called a presentation. For those of you that don't know, you can do that presentation and automate it through a evergreen webinar. Super easy to do online. If you have done sales in the real world and it's worked, you can automate that process online with a sales funnel. So in the sales funnel process, what you're doing is you're creating demand and desire for your product or your offer. And then you have the offer at the end of the presentation. Now, if you've done the first two things, if you've grabbed their attention, you've held their attention, created demand and desire for your product, there's only one thing standing in between you and a sale, and that's an objection. So you've got to eliminate the objections prior to giving the offer. Once you do that, and one of the final objections is going to be a question that you didn't anticipate.
Right.
You know, so you can't have your webinar be 2 hours long and answer every possible question on the planet, but Becky can. So there might be like, you know, somebody's got this one burning question, and because they don't get it answered, they're not going to purchase your product. She can solve that problem for you. Really,
John.
really simply.
John, I gotta leave. I gotta go do a food photo shoot.
Okay.
But one question. Can you train her to, if I got a Shopify store for print to order, print to demand, will she learn every product that I have in that Shopify store?
If you feed it up to her, she will learn it.
Okay.
She is a diehard.
All right. I'll get back in contact with you later today.
Okay, cool.
All right. Thanks, John.
All right. Have a great
Thanks.
photo shoot. That used to be my
thanks.
world.
Yeah, we're gonna go shoot some pizza and chicken.
Awesome. Sounds good. All right, Larry, you got your hand up. Go ahead, just unmute.
Yeah, John, he kind of partially answered my question there. Can we put that into a Shopify site?
Yes, any place like you saw me put it into my Kartra page. Kartra is a CRM, you know, kind of like Shopify. You just have to find the setting in Shopify where you can add something into the code. And then you just pop that code in there and she will pop up on your pages.
Okay,
I'm not real familiar with the back end in Shopify. You might be able to put it on a page by page basis, or you might be able to put it in a global header and have it show up on all of your pages, depending on what you want to do.
okay. All right, you're getting way out of my tech range, but we'll figure that out.
No problem. I just want you to know the capabilities. If you have somebody that's working on your Shopify store, if you just tell them what you want to do, I'm sure they'll be able to figure it out for you.
Okay. Another question for you then. You showed lots of people. I operate a farm. We sell direct to consumer, and kind of our mascot is a rooster. Is there a possibility that I can get a picture of him and have it transformed to an AI character?
Oh, absolutely. It doesn't have to be a female. You know, you can have a male, you can have a mascot. If you've got it in an image form, you can use it in here. You saw where I was just picking the images. You could use any image you want. You
Okay.
could have a really cool theme, you know, around your rooster and, you know, go to town for sure.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, Dean, go ahead.
Hey, yeah, John, when you feed it this information and you need to update that or add more information, do you have to go back through the whole process, or it will
Nope.
just
You
it'll
just go back. Yeah, you can just go back and update. In fact, we've got more and more questions on the acquisition error, so I've just been updating it.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah,
Cool, cool.
you just go back to that coach, you hit edit, and it'll put you back in that box we were just playing in, and you can change anything you want.
Second, for those of us that are agencies, then we could sell this as a service to our customers and clients that we host
Yep.
their website. Okay.
Yep.
Just
In fact, the workspaces, you can have, I think you can have up to 25 workspaces in there.
Okay,
So you could create different ones for clients, and yeah, you could definitely do that.
okay, cool.
That's a very valuable thing. I mean, you could sell that on a monthly subscription to people all day long.
Yeah,
So cool stuff.
thank you, sir.
All right, Brian.
John Limbacher, the man, the myth, the legend. So, I think you just answered it. I saw on the sales page it says up to 25 clients. I was curious what constitutes a quote unquote client in that case.
Those it's basically those what did I just call them? Had a brain fart there. The workspaces.
And
So
so,
under each workspace, you can create multiple avatars, multiple assistants. Some people call them assistants, some people call them coaches, some people call them bots. So whatever your terminology is, and you can have as many of those as you want.
okay, you just answer
Like
the next. It's like you're reading my mind. I love it.
like
Do you,
we created one for our sales page. We also created one for our support page, and we we fed up different information into both of them. So you could
do-
have one on each page of your site if you wanted
okay, I was curious about that. And that's unlimited per client?
to. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow. And then is there an affiliate program being stood up for it?
There is. Yep. I just
Okay.
added it into my affiliate world. So if
Okay.
you're one of my affiliates, it'll be in your back office already.
And I'm on that page you put on in the chat, and I'm sure you guys just stood this up, but I'd recommend actually adding Becky to the sales page for Becky.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This was all just kind of last minute.
Yeah.
I announced it out to my group yesterday, and we were, I was going to go through this yesterday and I didn't get a chance. We spent the whole 2 hours covering a bunch of other stuff and we just
All right.
ran out of time. So I'm like, all right, guys, I'll do another one tomorrow. So, you know me, I'm always like fly by the seat of my pants. I have more ideas than I can implement. So,
Yep. Card carrying member. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks.
so I apologize for all of you for not having better marketing materials, but I don't have time to build that stuff. I can barely keep up with myself. Russell,
How you doing, buddy?
awesome. How about you?
I'm back for another day.
All right.
I got a couple questions here. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but for the Shopify support, is there like how would you get support for that and figuring out where to put the embed tracking on a Shopify site? Is there a walkthrough or a tutorial or help pages or anything with the software?
There really it's a super simple thing. It's a widget code. And you saw where I copied the widget code out after we had created her.
Right.
And I just literally just pasted that into a header footer box in Kartra. So you would do the same thing in Shopify. Unfortunately, I'm not familiar with the back end of Shopify to be able to answer that specifically for you. But if you went into the Shopify support and just put in there, like they probably have a search box, just say, how do I add a widget to a page?
Okay.
And I'm sure you'll find a document. If not, you can always email their support and say, I'd like to add a widget either across the whole site or to a specific page. And how do I do that?
Okay.
Because I'm sure it's going to be a settings button in in the back end where you set up your Shopify store somewhere. I just don't know which tab it's going to be under.
Okay. So it's referred to as a widget embed code.
Yes, it's a widget embed code is what you're doing.
Got it.
Now, if you're using a WordPress site, there's a ton of WordPress plugins for you to give you access to your headers and footers on your pages. And you can either select for global. If you put it in the global header or footer, it's going to show across every page in your entire WordPress site. So you may or may not want to do that. You might want to put it on an individual page and just put it on specific. And like I said, you might have, several different widgets that are trained on different stuff. Like maybe you got 3 different products. Maybe you create one for each product and create a whole different character for each product. You could have Becky and Sally and Sue, and each one could specialize in that product. Make you look like you have a bigger team. Bigger
Uh,
payroll for pennies.
The Becky that you created, you said that you use ChatGPT for the script and in a text to voice application to get her
Yes.
voice.
Uh-huh.
What did you use to get her voice? That her voice sounded really good.
Oh God, I don't remember offhand because I did her like over a year ago.
Okay,
If you download that AI book,
it's
I
an app.
actually went step by step on how I did that.
Okay, I just
And all,
downloaded a new copy.
yeah, all the links are in there to all the stuff that I use to do that.
And
A
the
lot of it
video,
is,
the
yeah, a
video.
lot of it's free.
Okay,
Some of them are paid,
okay.
but you can do so much really cool stuff to bring useful automation into your websites. You know, AI, anybody like a year or 2 years from now, anybody that's not using AI is going to get left behind. Seriously. I mean, this is like the difference between the web when it first started and then the web when it started taking orders. You know, if you're not taking orders today, if your website's not capturing leads and marching people through a sales process, you're way behind the eight ball. You know, that's something you really need to take a good hard look at of how you're going to come up to steam on this. Otherwise, you're going to get left behind. You know, we teach those processes in the ACT program. For any of you guys that are on Alignable, and for those of you that paid for my ACT program, please close your ears because you're going to hate this. For any of you on Alignable, you can get access to the whole ACT program and my weekly calls for $29 a month. You know, if you join the internet, yeah, Russ, sorry. Russ paid a lot of money to get access to what you guys are getting, you know, in Alignable for $29 a month. But it's the Internet Dominator group. It's one of the only paid groups in Alignable. It was kind of a test thing that they did with me, and a lot of people have joined it. There's been, you know, several hundred people on Alignable have joined the test group. So if you guys want to get in on that, if you can't find it on Alignable, if you connect with me on there, I can send you a link or send me an email. It's john@internetdominators.com. So lots of ways to, you know, to connect with me to get the help that you need. Sayad, he had a question. You just have to unmute.
Hi there. Yes. Good morning from New Zealand. I've got 3 questions. First, will you be sending the recording link? I missed a couple of
Yes.
sessions.
Yes.
I mean, okay.
If you came in through Alignable, I'll post it in the groups where you signed up. If you're on my list, you'll get the link sent right out to you.
Awesome. And you said like we can have multiple chatbot on different pages.
Uh-huh.
So let's say I have a support chatbot and I have a sales chatbot. Will they communicate between each other? Let's say I'm in a support chatbot and I ask something about the sales. So will he redirect me to the sales bot? Have you tested?
What you can do is you can say, you can tell the bot to refer sales type questions to another page and give them the link where they can go and they can talk to the other bot. Or it's simple enough just to load the material in so they can answer the questions. Because the faster you get the questions answered to your people, the better off you'll be. Less hoops to jump through is better.
Very true. Thanks. And the last one is maybe I'm repeating, but just want to rephrase this similar question. Like, let's say I have hundreds of products on my e-commerce website, and if somebody is chatting related to that, and then can he sell that product
Yes.
through chat?
Yes,
So
absolutely. Like when you load the information in to train the bot, you can put links in there. Like I don't know if you were on when I showed how this one was working, but I asked the question about, do you have an affiliate program? And it told all about the affiliate program, and it actually gave the link right there to sign up for it. So when you train the bot, you're training the bot what you want it to do, how you want it to respond. If it's a,
Cool.
if you load up a Q&A, you can put links in the Q&A and she will do exactly what she's told.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I'll wait for that because I've dropped out a couple of times. So I need that recording. I'll see that. Thank you.
Okay, sure, no problem. All right, Thumper, is this the Thumper from Craig Duswalt's group? Oh, we're not hearing you, Thumper. You're not muted, but your audio is not coming through. We're not. Let me go to Mike while you try and figure that out. Mike, go ahead.
Hey, John, great presentation. Can you link this to your calendar? Can the chatbot set appointments for you?
If you can have access to the
Testing, 1,
code
2,
in your
3.
calendar, absolutely.
Would it give a link for the person to click on to go to the calendar via?
Oh, yes, yes, absolutely.
Okay,
Like
or
you could have a Q&A that says, you know, how do I schedule a call? And
right,
then she could respond with, here's the calendar link, you know, just click the link and give her the instructions to pass through.
right, or could it also some bots can actually communicate with the ask questions like check the calendar and would 1
Testing, 1,
o'clock or
2,
3
3.
o'clock
Testing, 1,
work
2,
best
3.
for you?
There, we hear you now, Thumper. So hang on just a sec. This one, it doesn't, I don't think we've got that kind of capability to it yet to outside
Okay,
communicate with other stuff. This one is really just a simple bot. It's
okay,
a simple, like, you know, assistant bot to answer questions.
right,
There are other things, and like you can create, like if you get a developer, you can have, there's a lot of no code software out there that is making this stuff really easy to create software. And it's amazing what can be done. Like if you can think it, you can create it like really quickly right now.
right.
It's like we live in a time like never before. It is amazing what is available to us. And it's giving us, like, those of you that are on here, I mean, you guys have such a huge advantage. Imagine, like, what do we have on here? Like 30, 40 people. You guys are getting access to something the rest of the world may not have even seen or heard of yet. So it's like it's an incredible advantage if you take advantage of it. You know, these are tools to help you grow your business. These are tools to help convert, help build lists, help make sales. You know, whatever you need done that you physically don't have enough time in the day to do, these AI tools are there 24/7. It's really, really an amazing spot in history that we're living through. I know I am very happy to be here because I'm as lazy as they come. And if I can get tools to do the work for me, I am very happy. So, all right. Anything else, Mike?
Oh, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Now we're ready for you, Thumper.
Can you hear me now?
Yep. Yep.
Oh, good. Okay, just checked it. 2 questions. Number 1, if they have both English and Spanish, would you have to do 2 different ones, or could they actually be clicked to a different website that has Spanish?
You know, I haven't tested that. I'm sure that you could load up Spanish like Q&As and Spanish material because the bot really doesn't care if it's English or Spanish. In fact, when you do the initial prompt, when I was setting up the bot, you had that initial prompt. I could say, you are a Spanish speaking marketing assistant. And I could actually go over to Chat GPT and put my English prompt in there and have it convert it to Spanish, and then I could paste the Spanish prompt in there. So she's fully aware that, hey, we're talking Spanish here, we're not talking English.
So basically, then it would be almost 2 sites on one. Then, because one would be
Yes.
Spanish and one would be English.
Yeah, you could do 2 different bots because usually if somebody is going to come in and they're going to want Spanish, they're going to click to a Spanish version of the site. Usually they're not going to expect both in one site. So that's why you have like translate scripts. When they click on the Spanish, it converts the whole site to Spanish. That's really a different site. And then you could put the Spanish bot on that version of the site.
Okay, so then your payment would be in Spanish too. It would be the same thing going to the account. It'd just be on the two
Mhm.
different sites. Okay.
Yeah.
Second
Yeah.
question is, what's the difference between the Dominator for Business and then your annual up to 25 clients?
The Dominator for Business, really, that's our launch rollout for all of you guys. When this goes out public to the retail, that won't be there. So
Oh, so we get it
every
now and we've got it for life then?
you you guys get to lock in the price for life, and you get, the whole enchilada basically. So for you guys on here, take the Dominator one. That's basically for you guys. That's the special deal for those that are behind the curtain.
For the business one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And
the
is there
one,
any limit to clients on that one or how's that?
they're all 25.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
That's a 25. Now we can increase that, but that's just what we rolled out with.
Okay, so it's our best bet is really to go with the business one.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Okay. And you're gonna send us a link to this and how we can get all that, because I'm on the your list, your email list, not
Yeah.
on the other one.
Yeah. If you're on the list, I'll be sending out the replay link and the link to get to the page and all of that stuff as soon as it's up. But yeah, the Dominator one, it's $99 a year, and that's the best deal going on here. And that when we actually do release it to the public, that will be removed. It'll just be the other two options.
What's the Dominator one, John? Is that where you can have 25 workspaces?
Yeah. Yep.
Are those websites where you can have multiple bots for a website, or those are just 25 bots total?
It's 25 workspaces, so you can have as many bots under each workspace as you
Oh,
want.
okay.
So it's like 25 clients.
Got it.
Workspace would be like looked at as a client, and then you can have multiple bots under each client. You might have, English, Spanish, German, whatever you want. So pretty cool. I don't know, because I haven't really tested it, how it would work if you trained it both on English and Spanish. I imagine it would probably switch gears, no problem. I think if it was probably asked the question in Spanish, I bet you it would answer in Spanish. I haven't tested that. If somebody wants to, anybody on here that is fluent in Spanish? If there is, just put a question in the chat. Go ahead and put a Spanish question in the chat, and I'll paste it in and we'll try it out. Like the question I would like to put in is, do you have an affiliate program? If somebody knows how to put that in Spanish, paste it in the chat and I'll put it in and we'll see how she does. Anybody got that capability?
I do, but the chat is disabled.
Oh, that's weird. Chat is disabled. Huh.
Ask Chat GPT.
Yeah, there we go. Good idea. All right, so let me log back into Chat GPT. And I will ask that question. All right, new chat.
Excuse me, are you sharing your screen?
No, actually, I wasn't. I could do that though. Let me get back to that window. Okay, there we go. So I went back here. I went to log into OpenAI Chat GPT and clicked on the Chat GPT. And then here, I don't want their new thing they're trying to push. So I'm going to say, please Translate. I'm going to be specific. The following. So I put, please translate the following question to Spanish. Do you have an affiliate program? The reason I did that was if I just said, please translate, it might translate the whole thing. I want it just to translate the following question. So when you're doing prompts, let's see what happened here. I got too many windows open.
You need to click on that thumbs up.
There we go. Okay, so here it is. So I'm just going to copy that. I'm going to go back to our page, and I'm going to ask her in Spanish. Let's see what she does. Look at that. It didn't give the link to my site, but I don't know what that says.
Sorry, no, not enough information.
Oh, okay.
To reply, to respond to
Okay.
your question.
So
You give
basically
more detail.
that's telling me since she's not trained in Spanish, she doesn't know how to answer the question. So that does kind of answer it for her. If you want her to answer in Spanish, you need to train her in Spanish. So that was a good exercise. That's good to know. Now I know how to answer that question. So
How do you think you would do that? You would put a link in her initial prompt, like, hi, can I help you? Would you like Spanish? Click here, it
well,
would take you to a different bot, different page.
yeah. Basically, you could have it doing the same bot, but what I would do in the initial prompt where you're doing your base prompt to train her or to create her, I would say you're a marketing specialist specializing in internet marketing, sales and conversions, and you speak fluent English and Spanish. So I would put that in as the base prompt. And then when I was training her, I would take whatever documents I was giving her in English and I would translate them to Spanish and give her that version as well. So that's what I would do. And I am pretty sure if you did that, it would work. And if not, worst case scenario, you just have to create two bots and put the Spanish bot on the Spanish pages and the English bot on the English pages. So if that's the worst thing that happens, that's not too bad. I mean, it wasn't any big chore really to create her. So walking through, how we did that, it only took maybe about 15 minutes to set her up. So pretty cool stuff. All right. Well, I have burned up an hour of you guys' day. I don't want to go on any longer. It's Friday. I know I'm standing between you and a weekend, so I don't want to be a bad guy. But any further questions before we wrap up? I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you put this technology to work for you. Whether you use the Becky bot builder or Chat GPT or any of the others they're coming out like wildfire. But definitely get on the bandwagon and start taking advantage of AI.
Quick question. Will you be doing another one for once we get into the program, or will that be part of something else?
Yes, we'll do a training video. So everybody that is jumping on here in our initial release, I'll do another one of these that just is very specific just to setting it up. And we'll have that video available for everybody as well.
I'm a little bit confused about the two options, paying options, the yearly, the $99 yearly, and then the $29.
For you guys, what you would want is the $99 a year one, the one that's called the Dominator special. That basically has everything and it's the cheapest price. That's like available just for you guys that are on here.
Through what channel?
This is
Through
like
Alignable or through your website?
this is actually both. I announced this out to on a couple of the groups on Alignable and also to my in-house list.
I'm on.
So once we get out of this, then we'll remove the Dominator special, and that'll only be available for people that are in any of my programs. But any of the outside world, they would just have to choose the other two. The only difference between the other two is whether you pay annually or monthly. That's really the only difference. And the only difference with the Dominator special is you get the special price. So that is just for you guys for showing up here today.
Hey, John, when the 25 client one, when someone else, we would give them a login if we charge someone else, correct?
With this, it's not really set up as a white label. So you would be doing it as a service. You would
Okay.
create it and then just give them the widget.
Oh, I see.
So you'd be charging them to maintain it. So if they wanted changes or whatever, they would send them to you and you'd update their widget. Once the widget is placed, you can update it in your control panel and it'll update live on the fly. The other thing that puts you in the driver's seat for is, let's say they stop paying you, you could deactivate their widget. So
Okay.
that always makes the phone ring right away.
So are we gonna get a link to that special?
Yes, that is in the chat. I'll put it in again. Put it in again for anybody that came in later. So I just put it in there. It's internetdominators.com/Becky.
Okay.
So that's the special link. So,
okay.
All right. Anything else? Anybody else got any last minute questions before we wrap up?
Yeah, just to clarify, John, the Dominator price, is that only for one workspace or 25 workspace?
25.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's
That's
basically they're all three the same product behind the scenes.
Gotcha. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, the Dominator one was one that I added in there as a special for you guys.
Is this connected with the ManyChat thing?
No, this has nothing to do with ManyChat. I don't know if you can maybe do the same thing with ManyChat. I've never really played with it.
Okay.
John,
This is a
what would
good
you
price.
charge?
Yeah, maybe that.
Yeah, go ahead, Mary.
Because
What would you charge somebody to create one of these for their website as a service?
I would probably charge you the same thing as I'm charging you on the Dominator special.
Okay.
So it would be cheaper for you just to get that, and then you can have as many of them as you want. You can play with it.
No. I mean, if you were selling it as a service too.
Oh, gotcha. If I was going to sell it, yeah, I would sell it for I would probably do monthly. I would probably do like $30 a month.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks.
When I'm doing services, like I've sold web hosting for, God, I don't know, almost 30 years now. And whenever I do annual offers, when the annual comes up and it rebills, they've forgotten what it was. And it creates customer service problems. It creates chargebacks. It creates a lot of hassle. So typically I like to do stuff monthly, make it cheap enough that it's not an issue and they know what it is. They're familiar with it. They keep seeing the charge, but it's not enough to like say, oh, okay, I'm going to get rid of that. And especially something like this that they're actually using on their website. It's like, once you subscribe to a cell phone service, you're probably not ever going to unsubscribe during your lifetime, right? You might change providers, but you're always going to be subscribed to a cell phone service. So it's like that kind of thing. When you sell tools that are integrated into someone's business, you have a long-term customer. That customer is going to be with you for life, unless they find a better provider. So if you provide good service, you can have a really good long-term scalable business. All right, Manuel.
No, I don't have any other questions. I think this is great. It's a good I think it's a good deal. That $99 and it's priced lifetime price lock.
Yep. Yeah, that's one thing. I never raise anybody's prices. I've got people that have been with me for 30 years and I'm doing their hosting for less than it's costing me, and I've never raised their prices. That might be a little crazy, but
Now, if you were to add, say, additional 25, because I'm about ready to launch, the program with the acquisition air with you.
yeah.
I'm just kind of curious because if I was to offer this as a part of the bonus for them to get, I think it'd be a great idea.
Yeah, that would work. I mean, those would go hand in hand, definitely.
Yeah, man, I'll just send you I'll shoot you a private email sometime this
Okay.
coming days.
You got it. We'll get you fixed up. All right, Charles. Charles, we're not hearing you. If you might have an issue with your microphone.
Okay, I'll hop on then. Quick
go ahead.
question. Mine was the same question. What if we have more than 25? How do we do the business thing? Should I just send you an email and we wheel and deal?
Yeah, just reach out to me. We'll get you fixed up.
Okay, that was my question. Thank you.
All right. All right, Charles, one more shot here if you got your audio figured out. We can't see him. He might not be there anymore. Daniel, go ahead.
Yes, John, how you doing?
Oh, there you are. Good.
Good. My question is in reference to the chat GPT. Are you familiar with how to utilize that to create ebooks or books?
Yes, Chat GPT won't do an entire book in one shot. It is limited in how many characters you can put in for a prompt, and it's limited in its output of what it's going to give you back. So there's other programs out there, like I think Claude is probably a better bet for that. If you download that AI book, I've got a bunch of different resources in there. And there's other programs that would be better to do books than ChatGPT. You could do a book with ChatGPT, but the way you would do it is you would tell it what you want a book about, and then tell it to give me the chapters. And then it'll give you the chapters. And then you can say, okay, give me the subtopics of each chapter. And then it'll give you that big list. And then you could take each one of those and go back to it and say, write this section. And then you could just, meld them all together.
Okay.
So it'll do it. You just have to be a little creative about how you do it.
Now you mentioned Claude. Is that CLAUDE?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay. And you mentioned the link. Where is this? The internetdominators.com/Becky?
No, go to internetdominators.com and then click on the button for cyber specials. And that will take you to a page where we've got a bunch of different offers on there. And one of them is the free book.
For whatever reason, my classmate wanted me.
So that'll get you where you can download that free AI book. And that's got a whole bunch of links to all kinds of stuff.
Okay. Okay. Now, do you have someone on your team that if because I'm not too technical, but I sure wouldn't mind looking at someone that could do this for me.
Okay.
Do you have someone on the team that could do that?
Yeah. We've got, I'm sure Connie is here with us today. I'm sure she could help you out with that.
I'm in, John.
Awesome.
John. Hello.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, there's Charles. Go ahead.
Hey, I am so sorry.
No
Yeah, John,
problem.
I do have one specific question. Is there a data what you call it that with your knowledge base when you're filling in all of the the information to to give your bot the knowledge? Is there
Yes.
a storage capacity? Is there too
There
much information?
Yes, there is. You can put it in multiple chunks though.
Okay.
There is a limit of characters that you can paste in. I don't remember offhand what it was. I think it's like 2,500 or no, 25, might be like 25,000.
Okay.
Because I know when I put the first one in, it told me it was too long. And it was really long. I mean, we had a we had a
Okay.
Word document that was over 100 pages long.
No, I only asked because I have a client, a potential client that has like 70 videos, but the videos are not that long. But I was just wondering, do we just load up 20? Do we load up 50? I don't know. I just
Well, in the videos, you basically just give it to the videos one at a time. And you can just keep loading videos in there for it.
all right. And one more question, and that's it. Okay.
Okay.
This
Sure.
is just a chat bot. There's no like voice capabilities on this or anything like that.
That's correct. At this time, I would say probably in the next couple weeks, we're going to release a different thing that will bring the whole thing to life.
Can't wait. Okay, thanks, John.
We got all kinds of stuff. I mean, I got all kinds of stuff in the hopper that we're working
Will
on.
that voice would be included in that price or what separated?
It's actually a different product. This is
Hmm.
basically this is a marketing assistant chatbot, basically. The other one would be like an animated avatar that you could put like a greeter on your site, or you could use it like, let's say you were going to have a landing page and
Yeah.
the greeter could come on and tell them exactly what to do. Like I always tell people, the best thing that you can do is use this formula. Tell them, here's what I've got, here's what it's going to do for you, and here's what I want you to do next. So you could have that animated thing come on, and it's not a video. They don't have to hit play. It just comes on and tells them why they want to opt in, why they want to sign up for what you're offering, and then tell them exactly what to do. You would be absolutely astonished of the difference in whether you tell them what to do or not. Now, it's obvious that there's an opt-in box. It's obvious that there's a click to download. But if you don't tell them to do it, 90% won't do anything because you didn't tell them. I mean, that might sound absolutely idiotic, but we can prove it all day long. And that's why the formula, Frank Kern uses this formula. He didn't create it. It came from, I think, John Carlton, the famous copywriter in the internet marketing space. But he said it's really simple. You got to tell them, here's what I've got, here's what it's going to do for you, and here's what I want you to do next. That's your call to action. You can't just put the box that says download now. You got to tell them.
Will the new product be able to answer phone calls?
I don't believe so. Not that one, but there's, like I said, we have a whole line of stuff in line that
Okay.
it's like one of the things one of my partners is working on, and this is for another product that we're releasing that's a lead gen product. He's got a thing that will actually carry on an ongoing conversation that takes things from an email, asks for their phone number so it can text them information, then takes them to text, communicates back and forth with them, and basically leads them through a sales process, all using bots.
Is that for Acquisition Air?
Yes, they're creating that for Acquisition Air. It's
Awesome.
crazy. He told me about it and he said, "Hey," I goes, I'm gonna put you in to test it tonight." And I said, "Okay, cool." And then I forgot about it. And I'm sitting there, it was kind of late at night, and I'm watching TV, and bing, I get a text. And I had forgot. And I look at it and it's some girl asking me a question. And I answered her question. And then she asked me another question. And these were intelligent questions. These were like, I'm thinking, hey, this is a prospect. So I told her about our new product, about Acquisition Air. And she came back and she says, that's really cool. Can you tell me how it works? I mean, she is striking up an engaging conversation with me. And it took me about 20 minutes to realize that I was talking to a robot. And I'm like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. This thing is incredible. And then I'm not even going to tell you what I did next because some of you might be offended by it. But I asked her a somewhat inappropriate question and she stopped communicating with me. And I thought it was
John.
I was like sitting there going, oh my God, is this a real person? And I really offended her? Or, did I just stop the bot process? Because like I came up with a way to tell if a phone call is real or robot a long time ago because they got really good. You couldn't tell. And the question that I'll ask the person on the phone is like, what color are your socks? And they'll say, what do you mean? And I say, well, you are wearing socks, aren't you? And usually it will click and hang up because it doesn't know how to answer that. So it boxes the bot into a termination process. So I asked a similar question with this and I got no response. And I'm thinking, oh shit, did I just really screw this up? And then the guy that had built it, he sent me a laughing emoji text in the morning. And he said, boy, you really pissed her off. He said, I got a response back that said aggressive behavior. And it was pretty funny, but I mean, it was really, really good. Had I not remembered him telling me he was going to test it on me, I really would not have known. It was that good. So I don't know what all the technology he was using behind the scenes to put it together and make it work, but it was phenomenal. So we have a lot of stuff in the hopper, that we're going to bring out for you guys. Gary, go ahead.
Earlier, someone asked about a Facebook fan page, whether this could be used on a Facebook fan page. And I'm pretty sure you said yes.
I don't really know offhand if you can do that or not. You would have to be able to get access to the header and footer codes, which I don't think they give you access to. If you can, then yes. But if you can't, then it's no. You literally have to have access to place the widget code in the HTML of the page. And I don't believe Facebook gives you that power.
All right, thank you.
But I'm not positive of that. You might want to check and test it. It's not completely out of the question. All right, Jocelyn.
Out of the downloads, which one were you referring to in the freebies? The artificial intelligence or the conversion maximized?
Yeah, the book, the artificial intelligence book.
Okay.
That one has a whole bunch of links and information in it. And it's funny, I originally put that book out almost 4 years ago. Everyone's all getting into the AI stuff now. It's been around for a long time. We actually developed an SEO product that was AI robotics to push Google listings up. And we did that in 2010, 2011. So I've been using AI in my business, for a decade and a half. And a lot of the stuff I was doing, I didn't even realize it was AI. I didn't realize it was AI robotics. I was at Perry Belcher's big AI event last year, and he's talking about, robotics and all this stuff. And I'm like, wow, that's like way out there. I'm like, I'm feeling like I was behind. And then he kept referencing me. He kept using my name from stage about, he's been doing this for a decade. And I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? I'm like, I don't do robotics. And then when he got down to like talking about what he was actually meaning, I was like, oh yeah, I have been doing that for a long time. It's like when I was doing SEO in the very beginning, we didn't even know what to call it. We just knew it was very effective. So we were doing it for all of our clients. So, all right. Helene, go ahead.
Yes, you essentially have these robots that can speak and look like they're speaking for real, which is amazing. I just finished writing a book on how to get rid of low back pain in 2 minutes. And I'd like to have somebody or some robot read it so that I can sell an e-reader. How can I do that?
Let me show you something that is really cool. I'll share the screen again. And if you go to the acquisitionair.com page, you can actually see this. I'm going to close Becky down. But
Yeah.
this video right here,
Yeah.
this is a 2-minute video.
Yeah.
And this video was created using AI with just a script.
Oh,
I literally wrote a text script for what I wanted it to say, and watch this.
Ever pondered the idea of channeling a steady stream of ready-to-purchase customers straight to your website? Well, that's no longer a distant dream. Our new AI technology called pre-targeting does just that. It is the future of lead generation. Pre-targeting harnesses the power of artificial intelligence to monitor search across the entire internet, pinpointing buyers with real purchase intent. The moment it detects a user searching for your selected keywords, the tracking begins. The AI then observes their online behavior. Once they begin engaging with related content, it tags them as a qualified high-intent lead. But we don't stop there. We engage comprehensive data repositories to capture and verify their contact information and ensure they've consented to receive web-based communications. Once they have passed our strict verification process, we send their information directly to you in real time. Their email, contact info, and interests can be instantly imported into your CRM. This allows you to reach out without delay, with crystal clear insights into their desires. Timing is everything when following up on people searching for solutions in real time. If you don't have a follow-up system in place, don't worry. We've integrated SendGrid, an automated response tool that sends an email the moment a lead is captured. This ensures immediate engagement, which vastly improves your chances of converting them into loyal customers. Say goodbye to the painful unpredictability of SEO and the frustration of costly ads. Say hello to pre-targeting qualified high-interest lead generation, which will transform your client acquisition. These leads aren't just warm, they're at the height of their buying journey. So picture this, you're now in full command of your market share. You're in total control of your lead flow. Turn it on, turn it off, turn it up, or turn it down. Just ask yourself, how many leads do I want today? Are you ready to dominate your market, leaving competitors gasping for air? Sounds like it's time for you to step into the future with pre-targeting.
So that entire video, the voice, the images, the video clips, all of that was generated by AI. I literally uploaded the script, hit go, and it produced that video.
But you uploaded it to where?
It was called invideo.com.
Invideo.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the software product is called InVideo, and it is awesome.
Sounds awesome, and this is a very good sales video.
Yeah, I mean, it was the script. I wrote the script for it, but how long would it take me to produce a video like that? I'd be putting out, 1 or 2 a year. And that video I put out in about 2 minutes.
Wow.
Literally uploaded the script, hit generate video, and it produced that video.
What was the link on that, John? What was it spell? Can you put on the chat?
Yeah, let me see here.
I think that's invideo.io. Is that not it, John?
Oh, yes, that's correct. Invideo.io. That is correct.
Thank you.
Let me make sure here. invideo.io. Yeah, that's it. Create videos with text prompts. You literally upload text and it will create that video for you.
But what about if all I want is voice?
If you just want voice, download the AI book. There's several different voice prompts in there.
Okay.
I forget what all the tools are. There's so many different tools for different stuff right now. But that's why I keep updating that book, putting the stuff in there. Like I said, I wrote that book like 4 years ago, and it was very basic, very simplistic. It gave a lot of resources, but then over time, as stuff has developed, I keep updating the book and putting new information in there. So any of you guys that downloaded that book like a year ago, you want to download it again because there's new information in there. So it's not actually a book like something that you read. It's more of just a manual
Reference.
that's got a bunch of resources.
And what about the top 50 conversion maximizer? What is it about?
That is basically a list of the top 50 things that you can do with your website to get your website to convert better.
Okay.
So it's a list of a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay.
All right. Let's hear from the tech gal.
Thanks, John. The nvideo.com, I've heard of that before, but I think it's leading us to a different website now.
Yes, it was actually
Click meeting.
invideo.io. It wasn't .com.
But when I did the NVIDIA.io, I think that was kind of like a scammy thing going on. I'll have to retype it. But anyways, do you have a link to that tech book, that AI book that you keep referring to? I went to a couple of your links and sites and didn't see it readily.
Okay.
Maybe you could put it in the chat since we can't utilize the chat right now. It's disabled.
Yes, absolutely. So let me show you where that is.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is invideo.io is the link. But on mine, let's see. No, we don't want app. We want .com. This thing keeps auto-filling in on me. All right, internetdominators.com. And then you click on cyber specials. And then you go down here and it's artificial intelligence. It's AI marketing automation. So there's the link. Copy that, put that in the chat for you. All right, there you go in the chat. But this is the other one he was just referring to, the top 50 conversion maximizers. That's just a list. And here's how lazy I am. I wrote up the list and I bulleted out what all the things were. And instead of going back and typing up the descriptions of what each one meant, I just did a short video and I just walked through them and just told you like, here's what it is, here's how to use it, all that. So you get the video and the list. So, all right. Well, it looks like we've got everybody's questions answered at this point. So I'll be doing more of these. If you guys like the content, just keep on tuning in. I'll do my best to keep delivering for you. And if any of you on Alignable, if you want to get access to me every week, we do a weekly call every Thursday at 11, and it covers basically anything in the internet marketing space. It's a very good resource for any of you that need help getting up and running or getting your business going or figuring out why you're struggling. All of that's pretty much covered under my ACT program.
Is that the $29 a month?
Yes.
Is that the $29 a month?
Yes, that's correct. It's $29 a month.
Do you have a link also to give us?
Yeah, let me look that up. let's see here. I got all kinds of links for you guys today.
Good.
I gotta get into my Alignable and find my group link. Okay. Back to the chat. All right, so here is the Alignable link for those of you that are coming through an Alignable and you want to join and be part of that weekly call and get access to all that stuff. It's $29 a month. That's as cheap as it gets.
Worth every last cent.
Yeah, Helene's been in there since we actually started that group over a year ago. And there's no questions that are off limits. It's like whatever you need help with. I've I don't really like to consider myself a jack of all trades, but I have a lot of experience in a lot of different things that have to do with business. So I think Helene can attest to that.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, if there's no more questions, we will wrap it up for today. And thank you all for coming on here and spending the time with us and learning something new. So have a great week and we will talk to you soon.
All right, John. Thanks a lot. That was great.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.